Taurus, how are you? I hope you're all right. I'm going to pull you some cards. I'm going to do you a Celtic cross, okay? What deck am I going to use for your Celtic cross? That's the question. I think we might go in with a bit of Light Seers, to be honest, today. So I'll pull one of these. Well, sometimes two comes out, but I'll pull one of these for each position of the Celtic cross. I'll give you a kind of basic surface energy reading. Normally takes about 20 minutes if you want a short reading. And if you want more depth, I will then go in with some other decks, get a bit more details, a bit more clarity, and maybe try and ask some questions that I think might be useful for you. Okay, I'm not pulling on any particular area of life, all right? So what comes up in the energies is what comes up. To a certain extent, it's for you to take the energies that I talk about and apply them to kind of whatever situation in your life you're seeking guidance, really. Having said that, sometimes strong themes do come through. So yeah, we'll see. We get what we get. Maybe I'll do some reads in the future that are like focused on something. I will say a lot of my reads do end up focused on relationships. Yeah. Do you bear in mind it's a collective reading, okay? I am pulling on collective Taurus energy. It's not the most straightforward thing to do, let me tell you. It's kind of crazy. But what it does mean is that not every single message is necessarily for you, okay? Yep. Oh, Betty! I don't need to see your bum. She is a Taurus. I mean, she makes her way into most of my readings, but she is in fact a Taurus, so that's good, isn't it? Yes, if you're new here, that's Betty. Yeah, take what resonates, leave the rest. What really, this is about you listening to your intuition, okay, and determining what messages you need to take. And you know, it's also about kind of prompting your own thoughts and feelings and you listening to that rather than me sitting here telling you what to do with your life and providing hard and fast answers, if that makes sense. Right, with all that being said, I'm going to get you some cards. What are you looking at, my love? Right, what's at the heart of the matter for Taurus, please? What's at the heart of the matter for Taurus? Thank you. 5 of Cups. Emotional loss. Grief. Potentially regret for some of you. Fair enough. That's at the centre of your reading. I mean, it's life. What's in the challenge position, please, for Taurus? What's in the challenge position for Taurus, please? I've got a card flipped, but it didn't fall out. It looked like the Tower, actually. Oh no, it's the King. It's the King of Swords. Challenge, thank you. The Chariot. Right, Cat. Oh. I'm so sorry, she's got no dignity. What can I say? Why don't you come and sit down here? Come sit down here, settle down. Chariot's in your challenge position. So the Chariot to me... Ouch! Thank you. God. It's feeding time. The Chariot to me here is suggesting that there's some sort of block on you taking action. All right? You may be feeling pulled in 2 directions. I think for a lot of you, actually, you're sort of feeling pulled between the past and the future, actually. Just with this 5 of Cups, because this 5 of Cups to me... Let me turn that King of Swords around. Oh, the Devil as well. What's going on with this deck? The 5 of Cups to me is feeling quite regretful here. So obviously when you feel regret, sometimes you feel like you could turn back time. You wish you could turn back time almost. So that's, with the Chariot in your challenge position, it is feeling like almost like one of these horses is going towards the future, but one of these horses is going towards the past, which is odd. The Chariot's never come through to me like that before, but yeah. What's crowning the matter? Yes, yes. You got 2 cards come out. That's very interesting, really. Because the 8... Oh, gosh. I mean, death and rebirth, right? We're talking one door closing, another one opening for the death card. The Ace of Wands is that new beginning that comes after death. What has died, I don't know. We will find out. However, the Ace of Wands, which sort of represents a new spark, a new creative passion that you're following or wishing to follow, it's in reverse. So there's some resistance to me to following some sort of new path. And I think it's tied up to this 5 of Cups feeling of regret. Okay, let's look at your past. What are you leaving behind? Past, please. Past for Taurus. Oh, I love these cards, but they just don't shuffle nicely. They just don't. Past, please, for Taurus. Past, please, for Taurus. Thank you. Oh, Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh, this feels like a highly emotionally charged situation that you're leaving behind here in your past. The Queen of Cups has never quite come through to me like that before. Oh, it's like there's a spill of emotions, and I don't know if it's yours or other people's or another person's or what. It's some sort of situation that you've got quite a lot of emotion tied up to it anyway, which would make sense with the 5 of Cups being at the centre of your reading as well. Subconscious, please, for Taurus. 8 of Pentacles. Inner work. Sorry, my cat is... What is she doing? I don't know what she's doing. She's in a box. That's what cats do. Interesting. Interesting. There's stuff about hard work here. Working really hard to perfect some sort of craft. But it's like it's not quite making it into the 3D, into the real world, because this is the position of your subconscious. Weird. Alright, near future for Taurus, please. Near future for Taurus. A reverse 2 of Wands. Okay. I'll show you it upright, but it came out in reverse. There's a bit of a sense of stuckness here in your near future. It's this energy of the Chariot and being pulled in 2 directions is carrying through into your future energy. 2 of Wands can be a card of making a decision, only I don't see you making that decision because it's in reverse and just feels a bit stuck. So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is like compared to this card, because this is short-term future and the outcome is that more longer-term future. Not that anything is set in stone, I must add. Oh my god, my cat is driving me mad. Not that anything is set in stone, okay? This is just where the energies are taking us. Seeing what's in this outcome position allows us to tweak things as we see fit, okay? We do not... we are not bound by this. That's not the way I do things around here, okay? Oh, she's trying to get in a suitcase. She can be very distracting. Right, let's look at your strengths, or you know, the kind of strengths and attitudes and attributes you are bringing to this situation. The Fool, yes, Taurus, yes. That is exactly the energy you need to embrace to get this shit off the ground, whatever it is. This is exactly the energy you need to get that Chariot moving. And you know what? It's absolutely brilliant to see this in your strengths position, because you can't really induce this energy in yourself. It's just either there or it's not. So to see it there is fucking awesome. And I'm so happy to see it for you, Taurus. You do not even know. I'm well chuffed for you. Can you tell? I really am. Alright, so this is your surrounding energies, environmental energies. Could be the energy of another person. Could be an energy you're not aware of. That one really wants to come out, doesn't it? Ooh, Judgment in reverse. Oh, I don't know what to make of that. See, this is all about your calling. The Judgment card is all about your calling, your purpose in life. Maybe that's where you want to drive your chariot. But why is it in reverse? And why is it in your environment? I feel like this is someone else's energy trying to distract you from your calling in life, from driving that energy forward, from driving that chariot forward. I feel someone here. Maybe it links to this Queen of Cups energy. I don't know. I feel someone's holding you back. In all honesty, Taurus. Holding you back from you doing what you want to do. I mean, it could be a part of yourself. It could be a part of yourself. Hopes and fears. Let's see. Hopes and fears for Taurus, please. Hopes and fears. The moon. Well, the moon, of course, is a representation of fear. So that's fun. It can only be topped, really, by getting the star in that position. The star being your hopes. See, she's kind of drowning in her own emotions here. You're worried that if you jump off that cliff, you're going to fall into the sea and drown. I mean, this card is all about exploring your own depths, you know? Which the Fool does as part of his journey. If we're going to take like a kind of if we're going to take the Fool's journey as an idea of a spiritual journey, then yeah, sure, this can represent that kind of shadow work, that looking at your own depths, looking at the side of you that you kind of repress. Worried what you'll find there. But with regards to driving this chariot forward, which is your main challenge right now, with regards to driving this chariot forward, it's almost like you're worried what you're going to find on that road. That road that's driving you towards your goals. You've got a lot of major arcana out in this reading, Taurus. I am also just drawn to the black and white wolves again on this moon card, the same way we've got a black and white horse. So I don't know if part of what's tied up in part with your fears is the fear of making the wrong decision. And I also say that because in your near future we've got the Two of Wands, which I see as you deliberating over a decision, in all honesty, as well. So yeah, let's see what's in your outcome. What's the outcome, please, for Taurus? What's the outcome for Taurus, please? What's the outcome for Taurus? Well, 2 cards it is then. Justice. You're not messing about, are you? There's a lot of majors. Justice, upright, and a reverse 10 of Cups. And your outcome. So that, I don't know, it's weird. I'm reading these quite separately, even though they come out together. It's the strangest thing. Well, you know, after what we're seeing in your near future, which I'm seeing you a bit stuck, it is really nice to see this justice. You know, this is about truth. There is something here as well about the weighing up of options, but I feel you making I do feel you're making a decision here in this energy. A decision has been made in this energy, and it's a fair decision. It's well considered. It's also considered other people's feelings as well, and balancing your needs and someone else's in a way that's fair to you. With this 10 of Cups, I do feel like it may create a little bit of emotional disharmony though. So we'll see more about that in a bit. Yes, I know. It's just that I am actually trying to do a reading. Would you sit on my knee? I'm so sorry. Would you sit on my knee? And then you can have the tension and I can do the reading as well at the same time, can't I? Yeah, just sit down here. That's it. Good girl. Come on. Yeah, I know you want feeding. I forgot to do it before, didn't I? Normally that keeps you out my hair a little bit. You just stay here. Right, so I said 20 minutes and we've kind of got there in 15, so that's good. Let's get under this Five of Cups for you. Find out what this sense of grief and loss is all about. I'm going to go in with Thelema. That's what I'm going to do. Hi, by the way, if you're a new subscriber. I've had quite a few recently. It's really nice to see. My channel's not been going very long and I took quite an extended break over the summer holidays, so I've not started it up again for that long. So yeah, it's nice to see you. Oh, there you are on the bottom of the deck, Taurus. If you haven't subscribed yet and you do like the way I read, do just give me a subscribe. It helps me pick up on your energy for next time. It helps the channel grow. And it's just nice feedback for me. And yeah. Right, Five of Cups. Tell me more about this Five of Cups, please, for Taurus. A Six of Swords, yes. Yes, it's the same as what I've already said. See, it is transitioning away from something stormy. I'm going to say transitioning away from something kind of emotionally stormy with that Queen of Cups in your past. But the way it's in reverse, I often say when the Six of Swords comes out in reverse that, you know, you've got one foot in the past, which is exactly what I said about the Chariot, which I don't even normally say about the Chariot. But you know, it's hard. It's hard. Making a decision to walk away from something can be very hard. So I'm not having a go at you for having one foot in the past. It's tough. Tell me more about this Five of Cups. There's a sense of loss. Oh, everyone's getting the wheel, I tell you. Everyone's getting the wheel, and it's mostly in reverse. You see, it's the same message again. It's a 10. A 10 is a card of an ending. When it's in reverse, I do feel it's a bit of a difficulty in accepting an ending. But moreover, the wheel also speaks about quite significant changes in our life. In that sense, even though it's a 10, it is quite like a 5. It's that energy when you're just about to transition into something new, like just on the cusp of something new. So everyone is getting it recently. Everyone. I'm sure. Like the last however many readings I've done, that card has come out. It's probably going to come out more than once. And then you've got a Page of Cups in reverse. What's that all about? It's investing emotionally. A small emotional investment. A small emotional investment, even smaller than you would normally see with a page, owing to the fact it's in reverse. And you've been quite reserved with your emotional investment here in whatever this is. So I'm sort of seeing this Page of Cups as as being emotional investment in the horse that's driving towards the future, if you like. It's a small emotional investment, and I suspect that is in part because of the Five of Cups energy that you seem to be in, which is kind of restricting how much you can emotionally give to a new situation at the moment, because there's still a sense of loss over something that you've not quite left behind yet, or if not a sense of loss, at least there's a lot of emotions tied into that it's almost like you need to pull the emotions away from that to fill that cup, and then to offer the emotions towards something new. What is that new thing? What is that new thing? It's going to be different for all of you. The moon's on the bottom of the deck. Well, let's get under the Chariot and we might find out more. because we've got one foot in the future and one foot in the past, or one horse in the future and one horse in the past. I've so never read it like that before, but there you have it. So tell me more about this Chariot. What's the nature of this stuckness, this decision? Five of Swords. There's quite a lot of doubt here. Quite a lot of doubt, I feel, in your ability to make the right decision. I'm gonna ask what this horse is driving towards in the future. What this Page of Cups is kind of tentatively wanting to offer this cup towards, but just isn't yet. What is that? What is that? Can you tell me more? A Two of Cups reversed, a Star reversed, and an Ace of Pentacles. All in reverse, which is just coming through as tentative energy to me. Wow, okay. I mean, the Star is your biggest hopes and desires and wishes in a long-term sense, okay? Long-term goals. This... It makes so much sense, but how do I say it? You know, it's only my whole entire job on this channel, you know. So I better start getting my head around it pretty quick. Ace of Pentacles, that tells me that it's a solid opportunity. I know they're all in reverse, but, you know, with reversals, I do read them very intuitively, what the reversal means. And the way it's coming through to me is it's a solid offer. It's just you aren't quite seeing it as that just yet, or trusting in it as that, or trusting in yourself even to be able to take this Ace of Pentacles, this seed, and plant it and turn it into something that will grow into your star, your personal star, which is your hopes and wishes, whatever that is for you. But it's long-term goals. It's the type of goals you have to take small, consistent actions towards every day. The Chariot, yes, sure, is a great start towards moving towards those goals, as is the Fool, by the way, in your strengths. I'm not going to forget that Fool. I absolutely love that Fool for you there, because it's the exact, because I can see here you're quite stuck, and it is the exact energy you need to get unstuck, because it is the energy of just do the thing. You know, yes, it is a star that you are working towards, and yes, that is long-term goals, and yes, that requires some sort of planning, but also at some point you do just have to do the thing and take that leap of faith. So to see that in your strengths is just phenomenal and awesome and wonderful for you, and I love it. Two of Cups in reverse. So what could be tied up to your personal star, your long-term wish and desire, could be a romantic situation. I'm not really feeling it as that for a lot of you, but I tell you what, if it is a romantic situation, it's a bloody good one, because to have the Ace of Pentacles alongside a Two of Cups, I just think it's solid. I just think it's really solid, because sometimes if we've got an Ace of Cups or something like that, I don't know what, when I say something like that, what else would I mean though? I suppose a Six of Cups. Anyway, I like seeing the Ace of Pentacles when it comes to romantic opportunities, which is an awful way of putting it, but because it tells me that there's a certain groundedness to the love, a certain longevity, a certain solidity, and maybe that's my personal preference because I'm a Virgo. Well, anyway, we don't need to talk about me too much, but anyway, it's just likely to stick around. There's great potential here if it is a romantic opportunity that you are thinking about moving towards. Sure, yes, it looks good. It looks really good to me. It feels new, by the way, if you're wondering if this is like a new or a renewal, because we often have that dilemma when we see an ace, don't we? But yes, it feels new to me. But for most of you, I'm not convinced it is that. It might be some other sort of opportunity more related to your personal goals, more related to your career, more related to you working towards your Ten of Pentacles, you know, which could quite likely involve pairing up with one other person, and, you know, having that beautiful reciprocal relationship where you just get shit done. Yes, I really like it for you. But I also do note your doubt, and I think that's what's getting this Chariot of yours stuck. This is what's causing the Chariot of yours to be stuck. It's self-doubt. It's self-sabotage. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if we ask the question now of how to get this Chariot unstuck, or if we leave it for your future. I'm going to ask now, because I do feel this Chariot is stuck. I mean, we already really have seen that the barrier is that doubt. Oh, my cat's going mad. I can just ask and I can see if I can get answers, and if I can't, then I can't. How can Taurus get their Chariot unstuck, please? Thank you. The Nine of Swords in reverse. Oh, well, sorry, my cat. I get the feeling you're not getting loads of sleep at the moment, Taurus. I mean, I know it's a very straightforward reading of this card. It did come out in reverse. It's asking you to move out of this energy. Easier said than done. This is a feeling of anxiety. Yes, thank you. A feeling of anxiety. Can you stop going mad, please? It's the effects of the full moon still are with this beast. You can see the full moon here. Can you stop eating the roses, please? It's all right. They're not poisonous. Like, I choose flowers deliberately that aren't poisonous. But I don't really expect them to full on try and eat them. Anxiety. Now, yeah. Now, look, I don't sit, you know, as far as I'm concerned, anxiety is a feeling, and my only rule in life is basically to not tell people how to feel. So I'm not going to just sit here and say, oh, stop being anxious, Taurus, you know? But I am seeing that, like, there's a certain anxiety that's getting your Chariot stuck, you know. And by the way, in case I haven't said it, specifically when I'm talking about your Chariot here, which I just keep calling it that, I'm talking about, like, your drive and your will to move forward towards the goal that you want to move forward towards, which is going to be different to everyone. It feels quite personal development-ish to me, over being romantic to me. But like, in terms of practical steps, what's overwhelmingly coming through is that your sleep pattern might be a bit messed up at the moment, or you're having difficulty sleeping. I mean, anxiety causes difficulty sleeping, doesn't it? So it's very easy for me to sit here and say, get more sleep, Taurus, but maybe, you know, you have all the answers within yourself. I'm not here to give you answers. So I would say, if this is a problem you've had in the past with having difficulty sleeping, maybe think, like, what did I do in the past? You know, you've probably dealt with this before and overcome this before, and maybe it's a case of, like, looking back at how you dealt with it in the past and just reminding yourself that you are capable of dealing with this because you've dealt with it before. Yeah, okay, right. I'm going to get underneath this death rebirth situation here, which, yeah, to have the Ace of Wands next to the death card like that, it's amazing. I like it. You know, yeah, we need to unlock this Ace of Wands energy for you, because we need to light a fire under that, I don't know, under that Chariot. Because it's nearly there in your energy. It's so nearly there. But there's just, because really, with regards to this Death and Ace of Wands, I don't think there's that much more for me to say, because it's so obvious that you're wanting to embark down a new path from this reading. I don't think I need to pull more cards to describe that, but what I do think would be useful for you is sort of looking at this Ace of Wands energy and how we can get it the right way up for you, because you can really work with that to drive yourself forward if it's in its upright. Oh, I'm so sorry. Honestly, I'm going to have to start doing something about her, because it's nice and cute and everything for everyone to see her, but she doesn't half get a bit distracting. I don't know what to do. She does this to me all night. I mean, that Nine of Swords, needing to get more sleep, yeah, sure, that applies for me, because this cat does not let me sleep. Anyway, maybe some of you have got a cat that doesn't let you sleep. Okay, let's ask how come Taurus turn this Ace of Wands the right way up, because it's like there's this creative spark in you that you're just not quite acknowledging and just can't quite go with it. Okay, tell me more about this Ace of Wands for Taurus, please. A reversed Eight of Swords. God, I hate Eight of Swords energy. Four of Pentacles, holding back. Right, if some of you, and look, I'm not here for financial advice, obviously, but if some of you are sometimes a bit reluctant to spend money on yourself, now is the time to just have a think about, you know, why that is, and is it because you think you don't deserve it, or is it because you don't trust yourself to then work properly with whatever resources you bought with that money, or what? I don't know. You know, absolutely apply it to your situation as you see fit, but this came out in reverse, and I just get the feeling you are holding back on actually spending money towards this situation, but you're I mean, we already know you're holding back on putting energy towards it, because we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse and everything, and this Chariot is stuck and all of that. But specifically, it is looking like you could move yourself forward a bit if you would spend a bit of money on yourself. Eight of Swords in reverse. You can't see it. You are actually, I feel that you are actually kind of blinding yourself to fully visualizing the outcome of your star. You know, what that actually looks like, what your wildest dreams actually look like, what success actually looks like, because you can see she's wearing that blindfold. Yeah. And I get the feeling that you're scared to see it in your mind's eye, because then if it doesn't pan out the way you've seen it, somehow that will be a failure. That's what I'm getting. But actually, you can see it in your mind's eye and work towards that goal, which is your star. It's exactly what the star card is about. Now, as you walk towards that goal, your image of that star might shift and change a bit, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you failed, but it is good to have that visualization in place, I think, because that way you've more defined what you're working towards, even if that definition changes over time. And now I want to see a Hermit to back up what I've said, because that's exactly what the Hermit does. That's exactly what energy you need. And it's a Queen of Swords. A Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're being harsh on yourself, Taurus. You're being harsh on yourself. It's like these swords. You know, this Ace of Wands is obviously made out of wood and passion. But then these swords come along and they're made out of metal and rational thinking, and they can cut through the wood, and I do feel actually that is somewhat what you're doing. You know, you've got this beautiful creative spark that is represented by a wand, which is sort of your will and your motivation and your creative verve. And then these swords, your rational, particularly with the Eight of Swords. But you know, the Queen of Swords is so critical of herself when she's in reverse. It's ridiculous. It's almost like you're chopping your own Ace of Wands up. You're stabbing at your own creative force. Why are you doing that? Talking yourself out of some sort of creative project, some sort of creative goal. Those swords are stopping you even making that visualization that I've been speaking about. You need to just really let it flow. God, it's so easy to say that. You need to be... I almost think some of you would benefit from like creating like a mood board or something. What do they call it when you do that? Like a collage. I can see it in my... I mean, I've done it before. Oh, a vision board. That's it. That's a great exercise to do. It's in The Artist's Way. I don't know where that book is. My bookshelf's just behind me. I think I might have lent it out, that book. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know about The Artist's Way. Unless you do. If you've been thinking about buying yourself The Artist's Way, go and get it. It is a great book. It would... I mean, Google it, actually. It would really help you with this. It would. There's a feeling of you being very restricted here, and it's even stopping any sort of like visualization process of some sort of final dream almost. Yeah, I don't know. I do think that some of you might really benefit from doing like a vision board, like cutting shit out of magazines and sticking it in, or even if it's words, mixture of words and pictures if you like, or however you want to do it. Anyway, look, it is always about you and what works for you. So you might, you know, have found yourself in this energy before of just feeling restricted by your own thoughts, your own arguing with yourself. It's like you get a wish or a desire and then you argue with yourself and put swords in it. It's like, well, maybe it is unrealistic, right? But maybe on the journey towards something unrealistic, like maybe that journey can be very rewarding, and maybe you can find something on the way that isn't the original star you had planned, but is still fucking awesome, right? Okay. I mean, you don't need to tell me this, because look at your strengths. I don't even know why you're here. Look at your strengths. Okay, recent past, please, for Taurus. What's this Queen of Cups all about? What's this Queen of Cups all about for Taurus? What's this Queen of Cups all about for Taurus? Tell me more about this recent past. A reverse Page of Pentacles. Someone wasn't giving enough to a situation, a past situation that you were involved with that I feel you've made the choice to transition away from, which you carry a fair bit of grief and emotional loss over, actually. Someone else just wasn't giving enough with the Page of Pentacles here in reverse. Tell me more, please. Tell me more about the recent past for Taurus. The Lovers. Okay, well, yes, it could straight up have been a romantic situation for a lot of you. I'm still feeling it tied to work. Two of Pentacles, it became a stalemate. There's a lot of emotion tied up to this with the Queen of Cups in reverse. Stalemate energy. It became a stalemate. I don't know. It's like you couldn't see a way to make this work. And it's almost, I feel there's another energy tied in this past position that just was uncooperative, basically. Not cooperative. To be honest, even though the Lovers card is out, I'm not really... I mean, it will be for some of you. There's some sort of love bonds tied in with all of this, but I honestly think that's only for quite a small few of you. I'm reading the Lovers card here, more of a choice, because we've got two cards of choice out anyway. And I can already see you've made a choice to walk away somewhat, but it's like you made the choice to walk away, but you haven't made the choice to walk forward almost. It's like you've made the choice to walk away, so you've taken one step and you just stood still now going, yep, that's in the past, yeah, the future's there, but yeah, I'm just gonna park my chariot here for a while, thanks. And one of my horses is wanting to go that way, and one of my horses is wanting to go that way, and I'm just sort of here, that sort of thing. So all that was to say that the Lover's card is coming through to me as a choice here. A choice made. feels like quite a big significant choice. I mean, all of this feels quite significant. You've got a load of major arcana out anyway, and you know, this is not an insignificant choice. This is kind of a life changing choice, or it certainly feels like it anyway, and hence there being so much emotion tied up to it. I mean, sure, with the reverse Queen of Cups, she can sometimes spill her emotions quite a lot and forget to listen. So I don't know if some of you might be dealing with that sort of character, either in a work situation or in an actual love situation. I don't know. Should I ask anything else? Someone wasn't giving enough. Yes, sure, it could be this Queen of Cups figure that wasn't giving enough for a lot of you. I don't think we need to dwell on the past, because, like I say, you've already made the choice to walk away from that. So I think I've told you enough. Reverse Eight of Pentacles then, subconsciously. Subconsciously. I will say it looks like there's quite a bit of work going on here to kind of get to know yourself better. And yeah, sometimes that can translate into not taking action, which would make sense because that Chariot ain't going nowhere until it does. Tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles, please. Oh, it's that Nine of Swords again. That Nine of Swords, that anxiety, nervousness. Nervous. There's a feeling of being nervous here. Whew. Pain, emotional pain. And a Six of Wands. Interesting. I feel I'm looking at a Taurus who's actually doing quite a lot of work on the depths of their own pain, to be honest. Like, where does that pain come from? Where does my anxiety stem from? And a lot of it is linked, and that comes back to what I was saying up there about making a vision. A lot of it is linked to what does success even look like. Six of Wands is a card of success, but this is in your subconscious. This is like ideas around success that maybe you're not acknowledging, maybe ideas that have been put on you by society. I can't quite put my finger on it or put the right words on it, but it comes back to all what I was saying up here about this vision board and your vision for what this looks like. It's like you've got some hope, you've got some hopes and dreams that you could probably put a few words to, right? I don't know. If, as an example, maybe it would be like, I want to own my own house, say. I don't know. You could probably put those words to it. But then when it comes to visualising where that house is, what part of the country it is, what that house looks like, the features of that house, it's almost like those details. There's some difficulty with sort of pinning those details down here. Which links to that Ten of Cups in reverse, actually, because this is in your outcome, and this is often a card of fairy tale, and it is that sort of Disney princess thing that's put on us. Not that I'm saying you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Where am I going with this? What was I saying? So this is all just an example, the house, okay, just so I could pad it out a bit and try and make it make sense. So it's like, yeah, I've decided I want to own my own house, but then what does that look like? What does the success of owning that house look like? It's like you can't see it. You can't see it with that blindfold on, and there's something stopping you. I just feel like there's something stopping you pinning it down or properly attributing any actual detail to that goal or something like that. I don't know if that makes sense. And I just still think a vision board would help you, purely because just do it in the right. This energy is going to hit you at some point if it's not already hit you, right? This childlike, optimistic, beautiful energy, right? And I would say like a vision board or something like that, or even just writing it down on a piece of paper with, like, you know, when you do mind maps, just something that frees you up to kind of bypass your swords, your rational thinking, your logic, and, like, you know, just commit to yourself that no one's ever going to see this vision board or this bit of paper, right? It's just between you and the universe, right? Just be absolutely free to just write on anything and everything, and then you can sort of pin the details out that way. And that's the type of energy that's the type of thing that the Fool can do when the Fool's in that energy. Okay, I'm going to look at your near future now, if the cat will let me. Let's look at the near future for Taurus, please. Let's reverse Two of Wands. There's a certain stuckness still. Six of Cups. Looking towards the past. That's looking towards the past. Well, it does represent one of those wands. Like I said, one of those wands is looking towards the past. We've said this. Just backing up what I've already said. Feels kind of like progress, though, given that the Five of Cups is at the centre of your reading, and now in your future we've got a clarifying card that is the Six of Cups. In that sense, it does feel like progress is being made. Oh, it's that Ace of Wands, and I tell you what, it's bloody upright. Woohoo! What is my cat doing? Oh, look. And there we have the World. Oh my god, that's gorgeous energy, actually. Cat, can you stop it? So sorry. I'm gonna have to do something about this. I'm sure, like, even for you, the viewers, her cuteness kind of wears off after a while. Well, I'm seeing a choice. We've gone from the Two of Wands reverse, and then we're bringing that Ace of Wands upright. What's on your mind currently, but not quite manifesting? Yes, it looks like you're... It's like you're choosing one of those wands and you are going with it, despite some initial stuckness. And it's because you've wrapped up... Oh, this is beautiful. With the World card here, you know, it's like, right, it's like you're doing something here in the future to get that final bit of the past left in the past. That final bit of reminiscing. It's like you're indulging in that final bit of reminiscing, and then you're just drawing a line under it and saying, right, that chapter's closed now, bring on the new. Oh my god, to have the World up there and then the Fool underneath. Do you know how fucking cool that is, Taurus? Ah, I just love it. I just love it. It is that one chapter closes and then a new one starts getting written. That Death card, the Fool, the World. Do you know how awesome this reading is? I just can't get it across to you how awesome it is. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is... For this to be in your near future, this is awesome. Yeah, I see you. I truly see you closing a chapter off here. And, yeah, really embracing that Ace of Wands. You know, we were talking here, how do we get this Ace of Wands upright? I mean, I don't know how many answers I got for you. I tried my best. I don't know how well I explained it, but nevertheless, whatever. your near future, we do see that Ace of Wands upright. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just absolutely stunning. You definitely can do it. Let's see if there's anything else we can find out about this Fool energy for you. Am I going back to that? I don't really want to go back to that. Oh, apparently we're going with the Everyday Witch. Let's go with the Everyday Witch. Often I bust the Everyday Witch deck out when I've got a very, very specific question. Oh, right. Well, my question that I actually have is, why have I just thrown all my cards all over the floor? Oh. Well, I guess we won't be using those decks now because I've just chucked them everywhere. Tell me more about this Fool energy, please, for Taurus. I mean, do we need anything else on this? It's just beautiful. Tell me more about this Fool energy for Taurus. The Knight of Cups. Oh, from a reverse Page of Cups to an upright Knight of Cups. I just see your flow of emotion towards this new project really unlocking beautifully when you embrace this Fool energy. Now, like I said, I don't think you can really force yourself into this energy. Whenever I see this energy in a reading, I do just tell people it's about listening out for it in your body, in your psyche, whatever. And then when you feel that energy, embracing it and going with it, and that will just enable a beautiful flow of emotion. So whether this is opening your heart up to someone new, for some of you, yes, sure, that could be it. Because I have seen a Two of Cups, and we did have the Lovers in the past, a Lovers connection, which you seem to have left behind. And then there is that reverse Two of Cups. So yeah, for most of you, it's coming across as more as a personal thing to do with career or personal development or personal goals, or financial investment or something like that. But for some of you, yes, there is an opening of the heart here towards a new person, not necessarily a new thing. And it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. King of Swords. Wow, really balanced though as well. I mean, I guess sometimes the Fool, you know, you do have to watch out a little bit that you're not too, you know, in his shadow aspects, the Fool can be a little reckless if you're not careful. But, like, this is a really balanced King of Swords, so it's not like all logic suddenly flying out the window. It's good. It's good. This is beautiful for your strengths. Oh my god. Oh my god. Could it get any better? And now the Queen of Wands. I mean, you've got it all. You've got it all. I mean, there's no pentacles, but you've got it. Actually, there's not that many pentacles in your reading in general, is there? Which is very strange because I'm getting proper, like, maybe it's more spiritual. What you're moving towards is more spiritual than financial. It doesn't feel like a romantic interest for most of you. But now I'm thinking about it, there isn't that many pentacles, so it feels quite spiritual. It feels like a spiritual journey that some of you might be moving towards. But to have this in your strengths, Taurus, is there any point as doing any more of this reading? You've got the Fool clarified by the Knight of Cups, the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands. It's just really balanced and beautiful, actually. It's really balanced and beautiful. And, you know, sure, the pentacles are missing, so stay grounded would be one message. Stay grounded. But to be honest, I find the King of Swords so balanced. I find that he's a King of Swords, obviously, but I do think he brings the other elements into the equation, so I just think it's lovely. And to be honest, because this Chariot is so stuck and not moving forward here, right in the centre of your reading, which is sort of representative of where you're at now, to not see that grounding energy of the Pentacles for like 2 seconds doesn't really worry me. But you're the one with the best answers. Okay, this Judgment energy was interesting because this is something holding you back. A part of yourself or someone else's energy, I don't know. Tell me more about this Judgment in reverse. Finding it hard to let go of the past. 3 of Swords. Finding it hard to use repeat energies. Finding it hard to let go of the past because of emotional pain. Some sort of emotional pain is somewhat tying you to your past. Some sort of difficulty in letting go of that emotional pain. Oh, it's the Lovers again. Oh, God. Okay. So and a reverse Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers takes me back here to your past, which the original card that came out there was the Queen of Cups. So, gosh, there really is cards everywhere now. Emotional pain tied up to leaving this behind. It's an emotional pain that's to do with this past situation for you here that you've left behind, where someone wasn't quite giving enough to the situation. There's a stalemate energy. Can't do wrong for doing right. Obviously it stayed with you, and why wouldn't it? Like, there'd be something wrong with you if you just felt this level of emotional pain and then the next day you were like, yeah, all right then, let's get on with it, you know. But it appears to be that is what's possibly holding you back a bit from moving towards your calling. Yeah. But I will tell you what, even though I don't think your focus is on Pentacles and it's more personal and spiritual, oh, that's one of the things that's holding you back, a concern that pursuing personal and spiritual goals will result in material loss. And that's why the Queen of Pentacles has come out in reverse, because the Queen of Pentacles upright has that abundance and that financial security. It's come out in reverse for you. All this is reflective of is your concerns around this matter. This is not some prediction that you will suffer financial loss. No, not by any means. In fact, I would say the opposite from what I'm seeing. Let's see how we can get that Queen of Pentacles energy upright so that you can feel more secure. Is there anything Taurus can do to get that Queen of Pentacles energy upright, please? Woo! Yeah, I mean, the Emperor is secure and stable. It's not a card of number 4. It's kind of got that paternal energy. He's solid. I understand your concerns around potential material loss due to following a more personal spiritual path, but I think it's going to be okay. I mean, how do I say it better than that? I don't know. I think it's going to be okay. I think you'll make wise choices. I think you have the capability to make wise choices, to take correct actions. That's what the Emperor does. He's very protective of his home space, of his family, of his loved ones. And I do see you being able to embrace that, and for it to be okay, and for you to have that security. Yeah. Okay, let's look at your hopes and fears now. The Moon, yes. Okay, I don't know. There's something here about being worried about drowning in your own emotion, not having the emotional fortitude to deal with what might be on your path. You feel like taking this leap of faith, walking down this path, could really test you emotionally, is the way it's coming through. There's also a sense that you might not have the emotional skills to deal with something down this path. Like, what's down this path is something that it's almost like it's going to test your skills of empathy and compassion or something. I don't know why that would be, but I feel absolutely compelled to say that. Like, maybe you're going to be working with people in a way you've never worked with people before or something for some of you. You know, like, I could see you being in this energy if you were maybe pursuing being a teacher or something like that, and you're like, oh my gosh, but like, you know, I'm really going to have to be like on top of things emotionally and really be understanding towards these children, or well, we could be teaching adults, or I'm not sure if I've got the listening skills for it or something. Or maybe, yeah, so maybe you've got an area of life that you're really strong in and you know your shit about the actual thing, like, I don't know, whatever that could be, geography, I don't know, and you've worked all your life in that field, and now you're like decided to teach it, and you're like, well, that's a whole new set of skills, like emotional skills that are going to be required. Do I actually have those emotional skills because they've never really been tested before? I don't know, something like that. But it also could be like concerns around like self-compassion, like, because you'll know this path's going to show you parts of yourself that you've not seen before, like that shadow work aspect that I was speaking about, and you don't know if you've got the kindness even towards yourself to deal with it. Anyway, clarification is here. Oh, it's that Ace of Wands in reverse again, and a Two of Cups in reverse again, and a Magician. Yes, we see the Magician speaks about having the right resources to do the thing. So that for that to be in your fears just backs up everything I've already said. So I'm not going to repeat it, but I suppose the resources aren't necessarily emotional, but what was coming through to me was strongly like, do I have the emotional resources to do this? But you could be worried that you don't have, well, the financial resources, the intellectual resources, or the creative resources. It could be any of those, but I do feel a bit of a concern that you don't have the correct resources. Ace of Wands, yes. Am I gonna lose my drive? Am I gonna start down this path and then just lose my drive? Something like that. This is the second time this is the third time the Ace of Wands has come out. The second time it's come out in reverse. It feels a bit like, oh, this spark I've got, what if it just fizzles out? That I'm feeling that as a fear from you. And then this Two of Cups in reverse. If this is like a can I speak? If this is a romantic situation you're moving towards, it's a bit of a fear of like, gosh, is it going to be reciprocal? Like, is it going to be fair? The outcome looks like it is. But even if it's not a romantic situation, let me just show you the Two of Cups upright. Even if it's not a romantic situation, it seems like, you know, you might be taking a path that's going to involve working closely with one other person, actually, but maybe more than one other person. But there seems to be some concern here about, like, you know, am I going to be treated fairly? Is it going to be reciprocal? Because I suppose this Queen of Cups character in your past, it feels like that wasn't a very fair exchange. There might be some concern about history repeating itself there, but also it comes back to that emotional fortitude that I was speaking about. Do I have the emotional resources to deal with this, like, internally? If someone's not treating me correctly down this new path, do I have the emotional capability within myself to unpick what's going on and be aware of my own needs and what I deserve for myself, that sort of thing. Right, let's go to your outcome now. Gosh, we really have gone on for a while, but it's the cat. I keep having to stop because you've right. Tell me more about this Justice card, please, for Taurus and the outcome. The reverse Tower. Okay, well, yes, I did say this looks like a spiritual path for a lot of you. Anyway, even if it isn't, it's in reverse, by the way, so it's gentler Tower energy than if it comes out upright. You know, people don't love seeing this in a reading, which I understand, but with it being in reverse, all I'm seeing really here is that walking down this path, and it does tie into this moon energy, and this is something that you do appear to be actively fearing. All that I'm really seeing here is you're going to be forced to really get to know yourself, and I can see that is something you're afraid of. But yeah, I am seeing that. It's well, then that's why it's we've got the Lovers. When you first made this decision to walk down this path, even though you don't appear to yet be walking down it, because that seems to be sort of the next decision, because at the moment you're just stood still. There's no surprise really to see a Tower when the nature of the decision was a Lover's decision, because this is a decision that is a big deal. You know, I'm not getting horrible, scary vibes off this at all. I'm trying to reassure you without being flippant about your fears. Do you know what I mean? Because I see that you're scared what might be lurking in your own depths. And you know, how much do any of us get to know our own depths in this lifetime? Who knows? We can only try our best, because it is good to be aware of this stuff. This is the kind of position that does represent your emotional depths, your subconscious, right? Because if we have these and these in alignment, then all this makes much more sense, right? It's good. It's good. You know, some stuff might fall away. Some friendships might fall away. They may already have done so, to be fair. You know, some aspects of your life might fall away, perhaps like some material comforts, but then you'll come to realise that you didn't need them anyway, and you will redefine your ideas of what success looks like. But it might feel a bit uncomfortable in the process. But to be honest, the Tower often, although it's uncomfortable, can be quite a brief flash in the pan energy, okay? And the ultimate outcome is that just things feel more fair and balanced. So anything else on this justice? Anything else on this justice? Ten of Wands. Yeah, ultimately some burdens will be released as you go down this path. Two tens. Could be a wedding for some of you. If I get two tens, I mean, that's just possibly got absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the reading, but some of you could be going to a wedding shortly. No, I don't think it's yours. I think it's just in your calendar. Yeah, when I said about things falling away from this Tower, that's probably why this Ten of Cups in reverse is say this slight emotional disharmony. There are some people in your life that are going to be very attached to the old version of you, Taurus. Okay, the version that wasn't brave enough to step down this path, take this action towards these goals, towards this beautiful, beautiful star pathway, even if the stars may get reimagined as you go along. And they may fall away. They may. And your final card is the Seven of Cups. Dreamy, dreamy, dreamy energy. Choices, choices, choices. I just see a Taurus here who's going to be seeing things quite differently in the future with the Seven of Cups. I don't know how to explain it. Choices that you previously thought weren't for you because it just wasn't your bag. It's almost like, actually, this concern you have here about dealing with emotional shit that I don't think you've necessarily dealt with before, that seems to be waiting for you on this pathway, which you seem to be vaguely aware is waiting for you on this pathway. I'm oddly seeing with this Seven of Cups card, like, slightly more comfort in dealing, in feeling this emotional expansion. Yeah. Or at least if there's discomfort, an ability to sit with that discomfort of that emotional expansion. Hope that makes sense. We've really, really gone over time here. I mean, I don't mind at all. I could be here for another 5 hours digging under your moon because I'm bloody nosy. But you're probably a bit bored by now. And I really should go and feed that cat. So I guess I'm going to leave it there for you, Taurus. I hope it made sense for you. Good luck walking down this new path. I'm very intrigued if you wish to share with me in the comments what that new path is for you. And I love some of the energy you're bringing to the table. Like, this strengths card, like, I just can't tell you, like, definitely look out for, if you're not already feeling that full energy, look out for it and embrace it when you feel it. Let me know if I've not explained anything well, and I'll try and give you clarification. It's been lovely having you. I'll do another in-depth reading in about 2 weeks. I don't know what I might do that on. I might pick an actual particular subject or something. Hey, if you've got requests, let me know. Like the video, you know, if it resonated or you liked it or got anything out of it in any way, because it does help other people find the reading and they might get something out of it. If you've not subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel grow and helps me pick up on your energy for next time. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. Thank you so much. Bye.